Hello everybody and welcome to the Action Figuratorium. My name is Mark Major. I am a real big toy collector hunkered down here in Southeast Portland, and one of my favorite companies to cover is Four Horsemen Designs. They do the Mythic Legions, and they also have a line of sort of space opera science fiction characters called Cosmic Legions. Well, they have recently announced the release of what are called character packs, or essentially combination of head packs. And we're going to take a very brief look at them, but I'm going to show you guys how this is actually a brilliant marketing move on behalf of the Four Horsemen to move out what I'm claiming is going to be some dead stock. So everybody strap on the leather and, hold on tight. All right, let's cut over, shall we, to, I guess this is desktop view. Here we go. So this is their, they're calling them character packs. These are essentially head packs. You can see that these come in two pieces each. You've got the two human females, then you get the two sort of like small grays, aliens. You've got a couple of snake men heads. You've got some of these weird alien insect heads, and of course we've got a dragon head and a dragon tail. Now what's interesting about these guys is that they specifically go with some existing characters. You can see some of the existing characters down below, and as you can see, the giant ogre scale Kragnar figure, he now converts over to kind of a Mythic Legions fantasy dragon figure. One of the other blue aliens now converts over to sort of a Mythic Legions Snake Man. The alien blue skin female is now just a regular old female, that kind of thing, and a little variation for if you're into those Sphexian insect men, that sort of thing. So let me tell you what I think is particularly interesting about this move. Not just that for the two heads they're only $10, and I gotta tell you, that is the right price, people. That is the right price. I don't know how they're making any money on these. But I think that that's a smart move. However, if we go over to the pre-order items, you can, of course, get the head packs, right? They come in packs of two, and which I think is great because you don't have to buy, the one pack with all the heads in it and get a bunch of stuff you don't need. You just pick the ones you want, which is great. But also, they are doing these bundles where they will sell you the head pack with the action figure that goes with it in case you don't have it. And this is why this move is brilliant marketing on behalf of Four Horsemen Studios, is because these action figures that they're selling you are, in fact, I am claiming, I'm going to go out on a limb, I'm claiming them as dead stock. Now, I did a video previously in which I looked at one of the more recent waves that they were coming out with of Cosmic Legions, and I asked the question, is this toy line dying? And the reason for that is if you look at the resale prices on eBay, you can see a lot of resellers have the Cosmic Legions figures brand new in box, right? And they do not sell. They have the prices on them slashed down to next to nothing. And I'm saying, not because I think that the Four Horsemen did a bad job with these or that these are particularly lemons, but my argument is that fantasy and fantasy tropes are very well known. We all know what a dwarf is, what an elf is, what a human knight or a human wizard is. We understand the concept of orcs and goblins and dragon men, and we understand the undead. And that's all very easily to create characters and sell. But science fiction like Star Trek or space opera, space fantasy like Star Wars is a lot more difficult to sort of define. And if you make characters in a space fantasy or in a science fiction setting, chances are it's going to be very difficult without a book, without a novel, without a comic book, without a video game, without an animated series, without a live action series, without a movie. It's going to be very difficult to just sell them on the concept that these are some sort of universal tropes or figures. And I'm saying that they probably don't connect the same way that the Mythic Legions connects, and thus the sales are going to be a little slim, a little low, and a little stagnant. So what do you do if you've got a bunch of excess action figures? Well, you make some head packs for them that now convert these things over into something different, either something different within the space fantasy, or maybe, as we're seeing here, something that converts them into essentially mythic legions. Now, I happen to have picked up a Kragnar myself loose for 40 bucks, including the shipping, which is not a bad deal. But he wasn't my particular favorite thing. In fact, I've already gotten rid of the 2 extra arms that come on the back of him. And I was probably even going to get rid of him completely. However, when I saw them releasing these head packs that now allow this guy to become a Dragon Man, I'm now sort of enthused, and I feel quite fortunate that I snaked this guy for as cheap as I did. I have to be perfectly honest, though. I have purchased some other Cosmic Legion characters, right? Because I, like a lot of other people, saw a new line coming out, and you always want to grab something, some pre-order, because you know it's just going to go up in price later. And I cherry-picked a few figures out of the Cosmic Legions that I thought would be kind of cool, that if I ever wanted them later in life, that I was just going to end up paying double for what I could have got them for. And I'll be perfectly honest, I have not taken them out of the box. They're just sitting around the house doing nothing. I just don't connect with them. They just don't mean anything to me. I really kind of don't care. They're going to just become either eBay sales or fodder. And really, to be honest, why they haven't become eBay sales is because, as I noted, the prices are not particularly high. I would be losing my money on it after you figure in the cost of these figures, plus the shipping, plus the eBay fees. I'm actually going to be coming out a little bit less than what I paid for them. And I would just almost at this point like to get out at about equal. So I'm just hanging on to them for now, but I do not connect with them. However, this was a smart move to get people who have those figures to maybe buy the head packs and reconnect with the figures, or take, as I'm claiming, and this is just a claim, I don't know, I don't have any insider knowledge, but I'm claiming that these are probably dead stock that are sitting around the warehouse, that they did their minimum order quantity and they have these figures and they're just sitting there not selling. And so they went through and they designed some extra heads for them, and now they're bundling them together. And I think, as far as marketing goes, I think that's a smart move. And good on them. I hope they do well with this. I hope they sell off some of this stock. I hope people get these figures and they get the heads and they really enjoy the combination between the two. I think that's kind of cool. What do you think? You guys let me know. But thanks to everybody who made it this far into the video. I always appreciate it. And, I'm going to say it right now, people. Stay charged.